Hello and welcome back to 922. This one should be releasing on Christmas, so Merry Christmas! Happy Chrysler. Hope everyone's having a relaxing time. Or I guess if you're watching afterwards, hope it good holiday if you celebrate it. Looking ahead, maybe be able to do this in 2 more episodes based on just like the chapters and devlog. I didn't spoil anything for myself, just getting a gauge of where I'm at in the story. So let's see if that works out, or if it's maybe 3. We'll see. Jess, holy shit, take your turn. Oh my god, Becky, get off my back. Can't you see I'm making a drink? Bitch, you've been making a drink for the past hour. Becky, Rebecca, Becky. Tiny bear, pink nails, Becky. Her friend, the dog with the nose ring, is Jess. And then there's Todd Hopkins, who's inexplicably also among Ian's friends. That's all of them. I think I'm safe. Safe from the hypothetical situation where one of them decides to quiz me on their own name. Did you speak to your guy, by the way, Ian? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. He said that we'd have to speak to the head of the math faculty. Though, I got the impression that our chances aren't that great. Apparently, introduction courses are all standard or something. No, duh. But half the class failed, Ian. It's so standard. We still all failed. It could mean Professor Collins sucks at teaching. That's not our fault. I guess there's no harm in getting a meeting arranged. We're divided into 2 lanes. Ian, Becky, and Jess are on one lane, and on the other are me, Todd, and Kurt. Bowling always goes a little faster than you'd think, so we all space out our turns by hanging out at the little seating area next to the balls. It's worse than hell. And these overgrown high schoolers have no hobbies or interests outside of what's new on TV. Right now, the only reason they're plotting to get the statistics professor fired is because they temporarily ran out of gossip about who I assume are other people in our class. How did you do? Oh, she's talking to me. I did bad. Yeah, but how bad? I failed, Becky. Coming out of my mouth, her name may as well be the name of a Filipino dish. Yeah, but what was your score? 12. Wow. Nice. Out of 100? Appreciate your input, Ian. What's up? It's your turn. I probably should have cleared it with Ian whether I could tag Kurt, let Kurt tag along. Hope nothing happened between them. Kurt's presence here is the only thing keeping me from losing my mind. I pick out my favorite ball. It's blue and heavy. It has a large number 14 engraved on it. I like the way it sounds when it hits the floor. My balance wavers for a moment as I step onto the oiled parquet. They didn't have shoes my size. Well, actually, they probably did, but the lady at the counter had enough tact not to suggest the kids section. My strategy is flawless. Aim for the third pin right of center. Keep your eyes on the left corner of the lane. The ball's weight determines the speed at which I cock my arm backwards. I step forward, and I let go. Becky and Jess giggle at me from the other lane. I'd have probably done better if my hands weren't absolutely freezing. God, what's the air conditioning in this place? My shirt's collar digs into my neck, soaked in sweat. Whatever. It's not like I could do any worse. Nice. Didn't you say you were good at this? I was great when I was 14. The girls laugh again. No, go back and listen to their later albums. Are you thinking of Rusty Cage or something? Most of it is more like Black Hole Sun. Oh, is this Todd? Is this what Todd looks like? I wasn't expecting that. I thought this was... I already forget what one of the girls was. I know one is a bear and the other is something. That could be it. All of their stuff is slow and weird like that. Don't get me wrong, it isn't a bad song. Just not my thing. Oh, whoops, I hit back. Did they really need to package it in some shitty best of album along with fucking Guitar Hero 6? Just get it online like a normal person, dude. Is it my turn? Yeah. What? You holding up okay? I'm good. Cool. I'm glad these two found some common language. And when we got here, I was worried my entire lane was gonna sit in complete silence for the entire night. Hell, if it wasn't for Kurt, I'd probably have to strike a conversation with Todd. And Todd is a bit... Everyone knows Todd. He's kind of doing his own thing. Whatever his own thing might be, it makes him incredible at tossing a ball. Ian, Jess, and Becky offer their compliments. Kurt silently claps twice. Hey, I'm gonna go out for a smoke after my turn. You wanna come? What? And make it even more obvious to everyone that the only reason you're here is so you could babysit me? I'll pass. Suit yourself. Before Todd has a chance to come back, I slink over to Ian's lane. We've set up a little drink table on a chair we borrowed from the cafeteria. The staff didn't seem to mind the booze that these children brought in, so I doubt they care. I pull a fresh cup from the sleeve and loudly open a can. Half a cup of Red Bull, half a cup of vodka, right? That's how it goes. Fuck, having a hard enough time concentrating as it is. Your turn, Spencer. I'm gonna take a piss. So, Spencer. Holy shit, my heart skipped a beat. Where did he come from? I heard some rumors about you. Rumors? What kind? About you coming back from the dead. Oh, thank God. It's only that. What about it? You want to know the secret to eternal life? Ian thuds his ball back onto the rack in the corner of my eye. No one has yet to confront me about this nonsense other than him. I'm just kidding. It wasn't me. It's just some guy who looks a lot like me. We've never met. David Johnson, right? My chest tightens for a moment. Can't tell if it's because of that name or heartburn. Right. You're familiar with the case? Male, roughly our age, found dead just outside the Institute due to a health problem attack. Is that what you're about to tell me? That's what the police say. Do you believe the police? Where are you going with this? I know you and Ian are friends. Right. I get what you're saying. Let me show you something. Hey, Jess. Do you know any David Johnsons? Both girls glare at him. No? Becky? No. I definitely differentiated their voices, for sure. Ian doesn't either. Isn't that right? So what? There's a couple thousand students here. You can't expect everyone to know everyone. Or are you about to tell me you hacked into the school records somehow so you could check? The flimsy plastic cup pops as my hand tightens around it. Breathe. Don't get worked up. We've thought this over 1,000 times. Kurt knows him. What? Kurt knows David Johnson. Isn't that right, Spencer? He was friends with David. We could ask him. We could. That's one entire person who knew this guy. And whoever wrote the article, and the police, and... Don't play coy. You know better than anyone that the article was a cover-up. If it wasn't murder, he waggles his finger at me. Would not be here bowling with us. What's that supposed to mean? Leave him alone, Todd. Yeah, Todd, you're going a bit too far. Spencer had nothing to do with anything. Just let it go. Really? After all this time? Yes. After the time stuff, the poltergeists, and the poem? That's... Ian's voice cracks. Pardon me, that's right. Todd's eyes skitter from me to Ian and from Ian back to me. Boy, am I glad Ian decided to field this one. The pressure between my eyes makes it hard to follow whatever this guy is accusing me of. I think... I think I know what's going on. You got too close. Excuse me? Yeah, I think I get it. You're always hanging out with him these days. And the murder isn't the only thing I'd heard about him. Again with the pointing. Hey, what? You know what I'm talking about. Eric tells me you've been to the Freeman run too. What are you saying? You know what I'm saying. No judgment, man. You do you. So, easy now. Hey! I'm out of cigs. Gonna find a gas station. You fellas need anything? Yeah. Water went down the wrong way. Yeah. Todd remained quiet until we finished the set. Then, without saying a word, he left. Over the course of the rest of the evening, Ian and I exchanged only a couple of words. The ride home was heinous. Not only had I to endure the silence, but I'd almost lost the battle against barfing my guts out all over his car. For a moment there, I thought things were going to be normal. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm envisioning a platonic ideal of what normal is that may never be attained. I suppose it was only a matter of time until people found out about my love for cock. And it makes sense that once that happened, someone would offhandedly use it against me. It happened before and it'll happen again. It sucks, but it makes sense. What doesn't make sense is how we got there. Almost sounds like something a paranoid Alzheimer's patient would come up with, doesn't it? Is Ian part of some kind of group of paranormal investigators? Is that where he knows Todd from? And were they investigating me? This is no big deal. It's fine. Do I care? They were probably the ones spreading the rumors. I don't care. I can't care. When Todd was throwing accusations around, I felt bad for Ian, and felt nothing for me. This is between Todd and Ian. I don't care. It almost feels like I should care. Like, I should take the blame for this. Andrew did warn me something like this would happen, in his annoying, cryptic way. But that doesn't make sense either. Whatever had happened in the run has no relation to what happened just then. I didn't choose for Ian to study me like some kind of zoo exhibit. I didn't choose for him to get yelled at because he wasn't supposed to get too chummy with me. That is, if I'm reading the situation right, of course. Says a lot about me, doesn't it? That's all of them. Every person that tried to get close to me here has some kind of ulterior motive. Kurt's there because I promised I'd help him out with his revenge plot or whatever. I only see Andrew once a week, but he's not even trying to hide he's been spying on me for who knows how long. And now it turns out Ian's got something shady going on as well. Just how much of a coincidence is it that Ian and Andrew know one another? Didn't even think about that. Must be that unattainable platonic ideal again. Maybe people never befriend each other without a clear goal in mind. Maybe I'm the dumbass for never having noticed something that's clear as day to everyone else. I just want to hang out without getting dragged into doing everyone's dirty laundry. Is that too much to ask for? Funny how you could feel nostalgic for the life you had only a few months ago. Back in high school, I'd yearn for the day I'll finally get to enter the real world. I was promised that in the real world, things are normal. It certainly seemed normal before I got here. I'd go to the photo lab every day, say hi to Sally and William, talk to customers all day, and leave. No murders, no conspiracies, no finger pointing. No fear that every new person you meet knows you're a fruit. Spencer! You fall asleep in there? We're doing the resume workshop next. Feeling sorry for myself won't get me anywhere. If there's one thing that's for certain, it's that I'd taken my time with it for far too long. I gotta put my foot down. I'm not gonna get dragged into anyone's weird shit ever again. How is it not a problem? Don't you think it's bad that it's supposedly an industry standard to open your resume with lies? I mean, sort of. But if everyone is in on it, it's not really a problem, is it? It's a waste of time is what it is. And it's right there at the top of the page, as if it's the most important bit. Isn't that what the teacher said? Ooh, I'm a highly motivated self-learner upstart pulling myself up by the bootstraps perfectionist. All those other applicants said the same fucking thing about themselves, but me? I'm different. God, I couldn't have retained more than 10% of that last workshop. You think high pay grade industry professionals would do a better job than college profs in keeping me engaged. The good news, that had been the last workshop for today. The bad news, now I'm expected to spend a couple of hours trying to impress recruiters for jobs that, as a freshman, there's absolutely no way in hell I'd land. Most of the recruiters have been here for hours, too. Giving the same spiel over and over, all for the tiny chance to snag a genius that's dumb enough to work for minimum wage. There's too many people here. I feel a headache coming on from all the noise. It's either that or all the pollen or something. I swear my head never felt this stuffy back home. On top of it, the weather's been changing, and I'm shivering despite my allegedly warm shirt. In fact, this isn't tight. Hey. How are you all doing? Hi, Andy. Hey. Andy. Andrew, please, if you don't mind. No promises. How's it going? Work treating you all right? Only the usual. Coordinating all the third parties has been quite a challenge, but it should proceed smoothly from here on out. Sounds awful. Let's say that I'm grateful to have been allowed to take the rest of the day off. You two know each other? We do. Kurt graciously helped me out with errands a couple of times last year. One of his council pals got on my ass for not letting the gate guard harass me, and I had to do menial labor for Andrew as some kind of fucked up penance. Yeah, all students need to show their IDs when they enter the institute, Kurt. Especially the ones that get profiled by the guard. What about you? Huh? Oh, Andrew was a friend with my brother. I getcha. Cool. I rubbed my eyeball for the 100th time today. Hate how my mind automatically goes there. There's no conspiracy. I'm not the center of the world. They all just kind of knew one another from before I met any of them. In fact, I bet I'd start feeling pretty left out if I had anything at all to say. Hey, Andrew, want to grab some lunch with us? Sorry, Spencer. No can do. Kurt and I have a small matter to attend to in a bit. What kind of matter? Oh, they're gonna commit a crime. Yeah. Makes sense. We are not. In either case, we better head out. Let's have lunch another time, Spencer. Yeah, later. Bye. Ian and I walk all the way out of the Institute's south gate. I have no idea why this place is still considered part of campus, but what I do know is that the sandwich shop here sells all the same sandwiches the cafeteria does, except $1 cheaper. We pawed a couple of tastefully arranged stone benches in a nearby park. Unfortunately, they all seem to be wet from the rain, so we elect to just take a stroll instead. Between the job fair and the cold weather, the campus out here is almost eerily quiet. A crow caws overhead. This is quite a ways away you took me, Spencer. Ian's digging his claw into the sandwich wrapper, looking for a spot where it would easily tear. I think he knows why I brought him here, and I think he can tell I know he does. Despite ample preparation time, I couldn't come up with how to phrase whatever this is. My jaw's clenched shut, and I have to rest my sandwich against my hip so that he wouldn't be able to see that my hands are shaking. Something on your mind? Ooh. Okay. Deep breaths. Let's do this. A couple of things, actually. He takes a casual bite off his sandwich. You know, we don't have to do this. I can just apologize. I fucked up. I acknowledge that. And I'm really sorry. Really, really, you know? Damn. Way to blow the wind out of my sails. At least now I'm sure both of us are on the same page. No. No, we gotta. There's some nuance to it. Let's not... It's gonna be weird if we leave this issue unresolved. We're grown as adults, let's do this. Leave this issue unresolved, huh? Did Andrew set you up with this? He did, yeah. Better get this over with before my throat completely seizes shut. Oh, completes seizing shut. Okay. So, first thing. During the run. Uh-huh. I noticed that you were acting, kind of, strange. I guess. Wait, what are we talking about? Are you... Now, hang on a moment. I was hunched over because my back was killing me. I don't want to know what kind of weird stuff you and Andrew were talking about that prompted this. But he told you about my back, right? That's not... You know about my back. You told me about it yourself. Great. Cool. Misunderstand it the worst way possible so that I'd have to spell it out for you, will ya? No. I'm not talking about, you. Then what? Andrew set you up with this? Dear Jesus. Could he not have cleared it with me first? Holy shit. Spencer. I'm sorry for looking at your ass for like 4 or 5 times. In my defense, your ass is lovely. Please don't take it the wrong way. What? 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 This is stupid. He's even worse than I am. I could just tell him apology accepted and that will be that. But then it would be the same as if I hadn't brought it up at all. Okay. Deep breaths. Is my ass the only thing you saw? Why are we talking about this? I said I'm sorry. So you did. Ian sucks air in through his teeth. It was really hard to miss, okay? You're absolutely shameless, you know that? Why didn't you even try to hide it or anything? I guess I think I'm running a fever. At least the shivering stopped. You know how people in public showers would intentionally get half chubs so that it wouldn't look like their dick is small? Excuse me? Yeah. No, they don't. They totally do. And I thought that, yeah. Sorry about that. That's what I wanted to say. For a while, we each chew on our respective sandwich. Ian's must taste fantastic, because he's shoving as much of it as possible in his mouth with every bite. Mine tastes like nothing. I forgive you, I guess. Though, what an insane thing to apologize about. It really is. I mean, Andrew asked me to, you know? I wonder about that. Hey, Spencer? What's up? You said you had a couple of things you wanted to talk about. Yeah. Can I ask you something before that? Shoot. What's your opinion on men? Gay. Bye. I'm glad that's out of the way. How much of Thursday do you remember? What do you mean? I wasn't that drunk. Sure did look like you were about to die. So what about it? That's the other thing you wanted to talk about, right? Yeah. How much of what Todd said was true? I finally get my breathing under control, and my chest relaxes. After the first few minutes, I doubt anything Ian's gonna say will wind me up. He's crumpling up his empty wrapper and straightening it back out, probably trying to come up with the right words. I can wait. It's smooth sailing for me. So, when you came back from the dead at my store, I told a couple friends about it. Todd is one of them. We met online back in the day. And I guess they got the impression we knew one another, so they encouraged me to hang out with you. You know, to keep tabs. Sounds pretty evil now that I'm saying it, but... Look, I wasn't hanging out with you just so I could write reports or whatever. I genuinely think you're cool, alright? And for whatever it's worth, I hadn't peeped a word about you since, Don't worry about it. Huh? Yeah, I forgive you. We're cool. What do you mean? What does he want me to say? I don't want to make a big fuss over it because then it's going to be awkward as hell whenever we have class together for the next 3 years. I decided I don't care, is all. As long as I'm not an active project of yours, I don't care. Can you promise me that? Can you not promise me that? Of course I can promise you that. I fucking pinky swear it. Jesus. And what's up? It sucks. For me, I mean. You being cool with me being shitty, and you confirming that, it's like the perfect storm of suck. But, you know, okay. You're right. Andrew's right, I guess, technically. Alright. Grown adults, right? I'm gonna say something. After we both acknowledge it, I want both of us to forget it, so that we could move on with our lives. In either way, it's better you hear it from me instead of from Andrew or Todd or whoever. I'm listening. Ian takes in a big, dramatic breath. Remember what Todd said about how I got too close? That wasn't a lie. Don't worry about it though, alright? I'm not an idiot, Spencer. I can tell you aren't interested. I wasn't even gonna do anything, and you being into dudes doesn't change that. I just hope we can still be friends. What is this noise? In a dream, you aren't supposed to know that you're dreaming. The illusion is perfect. The colors, the sounds, the smells, the emotions. As far as you may perceive, they're one to one. And yet, every so often, I'd figure it out. At first, it's just a feeling, an itch at the small of my back. I investigate only to find more things to investigate. The itch, metaphorically, travels up my spine, and before long, I discover my entire damn day has been fake. I've grown accustomed to it, sort of. When shit's wacky, all I gotta do is ask myself, hey, does this seem real? Whoa. Heyo. Ian's right. I'm not interested. Especially not after all the shit he pulled. What if I was, however? What if I told him to stick around after class? What if I told him I've been thinking about things? The Ian that lives in my head is receptive to my advances, and my brain puts his lips against mine. In here, there's no tomorrow. I'm free to pick out bits of pastrami from in between Ian's teeth. Ugh. That's an image. He's awful. So am I. The beauty of the experience is that there's no need to get worked up over it. Once I awaken, all of this will have been erased. Spencer. Yeah? What time is it? No, I don't know. Yes, you do. We should stop. Why? Would keep my hand out of his shirt if I were you, dude. I hear it's a real mess in there. The mind works by way of fucked up association. Thirsty? You appear in the desert. Toothache? All of your teeth are falling out. Right there, for a split second, I thought about Ian's bullshit. Todd was bound to show up. All right, brain. Let's see what you cooked up. What's up? You made me look like a real dipshit last week is what's up. And it turns out I was right about you two all along. Don't get it twisted, dipshit. Ian's my boyfriend since just a few minutes ago. And hey, you know what? In a sense, it was your fault. Boyfriend. So, are you here to jerk off to us homos? Spit it out. Why are you here? Ian asked me to, actually. Really? Sorry. I didn't know Spencer would, stay. Right. It is right. Todd's hand tightens around his waist. You said you had something to show me? I do. Well? Could you wait outside? It's private. It's about me, isn't it? I'll stay. Are you okay with this? You lost your goddamn mind. Fine, I'll make it quick. Todd eyes Ian for a few moments longer, then drops his backpack onto the ground. He takes out a newspaper printed on muted pink paper and fumbles to get it to open on the right page. His eyes flicker towards me. I'm sure he's wondering if he can still escape. Here, listen to this. Body missing from Rockland County morgue. Staff discovered that the remains of the David Johnson, a recently deceased 21-year-old male, are gone during a routine procedure, county spokesperson said this Sunday. Interested? Give me that. They huddle together. Ian takes the right flank of the paper and Todd takes the left. Todd fingers the paper at the line that Ian should read. Review, criminal negligence. Initial investigation found no signs of forced entry, and interviewed overnight staff claim the room was manned at all times, says Bauer. At this time, there's no suspect information or surveillance footage. What do you think? His corpse got up, waved everyone goodbye, and pissed off? Todd nods toward me without breaking eye contact with the paper. Sounds pretty out there. It's almost as if it was never truly there. This doesn't change anything. Who's to say the staff weren't paid off? Nah, I checked. The morgue is in a hospital. Even if someone did bribe every last member of the staff, how long do you think it'll take until the secret leaks out? Ian's eyes travel to the top of the page, likely where the date is. It's only been a couple of days. And what about this? The deceased, reportedly passed due to a rare lung condition, was being kept for medical analysis and was scheduled for an autopsy in the coming week. They're keeping up with the Medical Condition Act. We can't trust this. We can trust parts of it. They wouldn't write an article if nothing happened at all. Really wish you'd go back to thinking about this logically. We can't abandon this thread just because you have a hunch it ain't him. A hunch you'd only gotten once you two started fucking. We aren't fucking. And whose fault is that? Quick question. I've been thinking. What if you were right about me? What? In a dream, it's impossible to learn new information. After all, it's all in your head. But it isn't a purely emotional experience either. Consciously, I'm fed up with all this. But if I'm seeing this, something's not sitting right with my subconscious. There's nothing to be lost by entertaining a stray thought, right? If I manipulate the illusion, if I shape my neurons into the right constellation, I might figure something out. Something that I missed while I was awake. For the sake of argument, let's assume I've been killed and then came back from the dead. What are you gonna do about it? Well, we'll banish you. Banish me. Kill you. No! No! Not kill you. It's more complicated than that. Right. Do you kill all the entities that you find? Is that what you called them? Of course not. That would be very bad. Is it dangerous? Suicidal? Then why are you here speaking to me like it's nothing? What makes me so special that you're willing to apparently risk it all? You didn't tell him? He never asked. Irresponsible. And you really want to know? Yes, please. Fine. In broad terms, the Harris Institute of Technology and its surroundings are an active area. And it's been like this since at least the late 80s. And there might have been some accounts even earlier than that, but we couldn't find any. What do those accounts look like? Weird shit. We're thinking we're dealing with a poltergeist, if that tells you anything. It doesn't. What kind of weird shit? Don't tell me you're gonna banish someone just because their shit is weird. Normally we don't. People have been hurt, Spencer. David Johnson isn't the first person to lose their life under similar circumstances. And it's not just people dying. We got accounts spanning from unexplainable property damage to people getting so messed up they had to move out of town. Yeah. It isn't one or two crackheads here. We collected almost 100 stories so far. 100. Alright, I believe you. That sounds like a lot. How do you know you're dealing with only one ghost? Or a poltergeist, right? Well, most of the accounts have a few elements in common. Wait, hold that thought. Before that, did you just say you had accounts from the 80s? I wasn't even alive till 88, and the first time I set foot in the Institute was a couple of months ago, when I got here by plane. Are you telling me I've been at it since before I was born? This is a bit speculative, but we think you might not be who you think you are. Some supernatural beings are known to do stuff like that. Take over someone's body or memories, that sort of thing. What about poltergeists? We could be wrong about that. And hey, while we're at it, if I'm dead, what makes you think that I'm the ghost that's haunting this place? For all you know, I may just be some dead innocent bystander. Hell, maybe what I'm actually here for is to guide you into solving your little case. Like one of those spirit guide ghosts. Those exist, right? Spencer, hold on. Can he? Can he? No. He can't. Why not? All of our evidence points directly to you and only you. Really? What kind of evidence? Is he always like this? Do you really want to get into it, Spencer? Good question. So far it's been standard Discovery Channel schlock. But if I tell him no, what else am I gonna do? Wake up? I'm all ears. Woof! Where do I even start? The Jefferson Building. The Jefferson Building. It's something like this. There's a legend centered around what's officially known as the Jefferson Building controversy. It's an old local story. In 1971, while they were building the Jefferson Building here on campus, some kind of thing took place. The papers back in the day never make it clear what kind of thing it was, but it's usually implied to be construction related. 5 people are reported dead and 2 more are claimed to have been disabled. He waves his hands around to make sure I don't miss his air quotes. They call it a controversy because, at the moment, construction was already a couple of years overdue and a couple of $1 million over budget. Go on. I think Andrew told us this much when he was giving his little tour. Here's the part where it gets funny. Those disabled people, not a physical injury. 2 separate gazettes report they went insane. Those exact words. And if you dig a little deeper, you find out that the Jefferson Building had been built in stages. Its basement level, where the incident took place, was complete in 1966. 5 years before the incident itself. The bomb shelter. It could have had something to do with the building's foundation. Here's one more puzzle piece for you. There are only a couple of places around the Institute where security guards are posted. The gates, the security center, the library, and the Jefferson Building basement. The building has officially been open to the public, classrooms and all, in 1976. And they've been there 24/7 ever since then, refusing to tell anyone what's behind that door. Besides last year, you mean? Yes. Besides last year. How did you know? What do you think is behind it? Reports from the area are scarce, but by tracking the type of people who had been invited to the Institute at the time, we're able to piece together a relatively clear picture. It's a laboratory. Something to do with astrophysics, we're pretty sure. A laboratory that no one is allowed into. That's right. Whatever happened in there still poses some danger, and they can't get rid of it. There isn't any other reason for there to be living, expensive guards to guard that door. And what do you think they were experimenting on? We don't know. Fascinating. Don't you think it's quite a big leap to go from that to ghosts? We have theories. Help me out here, Ian. What's a good way to phrase this? We think they were trying to get, teleportation going. Like in Star Trek. Yeah. Like in Star Trek. Yeah. Either that or cloning. We hypothesized that these incidents were the first time they got it working on a person. But, souls can neither be moved or copied that way, so something went... He makes an expandy gesture with his arms. Poof! Cool. It is, right? But mostly wrong. Oh. I've been down there. You what? Yeah. It's a museum or some shit. Spencer. What's up? This is important. Can you still get in? Yeah, dude. Did you two forget there are people guarding that door again? There are, but they're shitty dumbass guards. You remember it, right, Ian? The employee agreement called them mall cops or some shit. What employee agreement? You know, the one you got your fingerprints all over. The one Kurt stole? Wait. That backpack belonged to who? I should get in touch with this Kurt guy again. In any case, Spencer, how do we get in? Okay, I think I need to take a break there. Need a tea or something. Or I need to eat, really. My stomach is growling so loud. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.